The tears and ambition of Queen Sindeok, the woman King Taejong Yi Bangwon so deeply resented. It is late at night in 1409, at the site of Jongmyo, Queen Sindeok's tomb within the capital city. Dozens of torches illuminate the massive tomb in the pitch-black darkness. A fierce wind makes the torch shadows dance like monsters. The sounds of pickaxes and shovels digging into the earth, and the dull thud of breaking stones, shatter the night's silence. One of the laborers speaks, breathless and in a terrified voice.
Was this not where the late king's queen lay?
A royal guard grips his sword hilt and speaks in a low voice.
Silence and keep digging. His Majesty the King is watching.
Behind the laborers, on a hill, King Taejong Yi Bangwon, clad in his dragon robe, watches the entire scene with cold eyes. His face, illuminated by the torchlight, forms a complex expression, a mix of rage, sorrow, and chilling determination. A eunuch, trembling beside him, carefully speaks.
Your Majesty, the night is deep and the wind is cold. You must preserve your health.
King Taejong Yi Bangwon's gaze remained fixed on the desecrated tomb as he spoke in a voice as cold as ice.
Did you say it was cold? Is it colder than the night I was covered in blood to become king? No.
The eunuch could not speak a word. King Taejong Yi Bangwon continued.
That woman. In her lifetime, she blinded my father and nearly made my brothers and me criminals of history. Even in death, she lies in the finest place in the capital, looking down upon Jongmyo, mocking me.
One laborer lifts a finely polished stone artifact from inside the tomb. Taejong slowly walks towards it.
It is beautiful. Such a good stone cannot be left to rot. Take it.
The eunuch exclaims in surprise.
Your Majesty, please reconsider. To use the very stone guardians of the Queen's tomb to build a bridge.
King Taejong Yi Bangwon glares at the eunuch and speaks.
Did you say, Queen? To me, there is only one queen, my birth mother, Queen Sinui Han. That woman was merely a woman who, backed by my father's favor, brought disorder to the nation. Let the people walk over these stones every day. Leave not a single trace, and move that tomb to the most lowly ground outside the capital.
The torches flicker as if about to extinguish, and in King Taejong Yi Bangwon's eyes, as he runs his hand over the stone artifact, something unidentifiable, be it tears or madness, glows fiercely. Hello. I am the history storyteller, here to unravel hidden tales of history. She was a woman King Taejo Yi Songjiwai loved until his dying day, and his son King Taejong Yi Bangwon resented until his own death. Though she became Joseon's first queen regent in life, in death, she suffered the indignity of having her tomb desecrated. Today's story is precisely about Joseon's first queen, Queen Sindeok, of the Kong clan. Was she truly a femme fatale of unprecedented notoriety? Or was she a tragic reformer ahead of her time? Let us delve into her true life together. Before we begin, your subscriptions and likes are a great source of strength for the history storyteller. The first scene. It is the mid-1350s, late Goryeo dynasty, at a well on the outskirts of Gaejeong. Young Yi Songjiwai, returning from a hunt, approaches the well, covered in sweat. A young yet elegant girl, Lady Kong, is drawing water.
Yi Songjiwai speaks in a hearty yet somewhat tired voice.
Lady Kong nods silently and fills a gourd dipper with clear water. Then, she plucks a green leaf from a nearby willow tree and floats it on the water. Yi Songjiwai asks with a puzzled expression.
Ha, what does this mean?
Lady Kong replies in a calm and clear voice.
I heard that if a general drinks cold water too quickly, it can cause an upset stomach.
Yi Songjiwai gazes intently at Lady Kong's face. A bright smile spreads across his face, seemingly impressed by the young girl's wisdom and consideration. He blows away the willow leaf as he drinks the water. A few days later, it is the Saranki, the reception room of the Goksan Kong clan's mansion. Lady Kong and her father, Kong Yun-sung, are seated opposite each other. Kong Yunsung speaks.
Have you heard?
Lady Kong calmly replies.
Kong Yunsung asks.
You knew? Haha, the quick wit you showed at the well that day has changed your life. So, what do you think of that man?
Lady Kong answers.
He is a valiant general, but for now, he is merely a tiger of the frontier.
Kong Yunsung smiles.
Wings, you say? Our Gaksan Kong clan will become those wings for him. But remember this, he already has his principal wife, Lady Han, and grown sons in his hometown.
Lady Kong's gaze does not waver.
I am aware.
Kong Yunsung says.
It will not be an easy path. It is like planting new roots next to an already established tree. You might be overshadowed and not see the sunlight.
Lady Kong replies with a determined gaze.
Father, I have no intention of living hidden in the shade. I will be the rain and the wind that helps that tree become a greater giant. And sometimes, it may be necessary to conceal a sharp dagger behind a willow leaf.
Kong Yunsung is speechless for a moment. He sees the spirit of a new era in his daughter's face. Scene 2, the late 1360s, Yi Song-ji's residence in Gajeong. A subtle tension hangs in the air on the main hall. On one side sit Lady Kong and the young Bangbion and Bangsuk, while on the other sit the first wife, Lady Han, and Banghwa and Bangwon. Lady Han speaks softly. Isn't life in Gajeong difficult, madam? Lady Kong replies with a smile.
Not at all.
Lady Han looks at her sons and says. These boys have grown up on horseback their entire lives. They lack proper etiquette. Lady Kong responds warmly.
As the general's sons, how impressive they are.
At that moment, the young Yi Bangwon speaks.
The younger brothers in Gaejeong probably study books more than they learn to wield a sword, unlike us.
Suddenly, the air turns cold. Lady Kong speaks calmly.
Young Master Bangwon, while founding a nation with a sword is important, governing it with a brush is equally crucial.
Yi Bangwon stares at Lady Kong without a word, his gaze filled with wariness. Lady Kong does not flinch from his eyes, and she realizes that this child might one day become her most formidable enemy. The third scene, early 1380s, Yi Song-ji's private chambers. Lady Kong asks. Yi Song-ji sighs.
Japanese pirates are ceaseless, and the court is in chaos.
Lady Kong speaks quietly. Yi Song-ji asks. Lady Kong replies with conviction.
It is not the general who wields power, but corrupt officials and an incompetent king. Loyalty to a decaying tree is foolish. The people starve, and the nation is being ravaged.
Yi Song-ji exclaims in surprise. Lady Kong takes his hand and speaks.
Success makes history, failure makes treason. Heaven has already granted the general its power.
Lady Kong's gaze burns brightly. She was not merely a wife, but a true political partner. Scene 4, Wawado in 1388. Yi Bangwon speaks.
Father, we cannot advance any further.
Jo Min-soo speaks. Yi Song-ji speaks with anguish.
What will become of our families in Gaejeong?
At the same time, in Gaejeong. Lady Kong speaks. Jong Dujon replies. Lady Kong states resolutely.
You must return.
Jong Dujon speaks. Lady Kong's eyes become resolute. At Wawado, Yi Song-ji exclaims.
Turn the horses around.
In Gaejeong, Lady Kong commands.
Escort our family to a safe place. Contact key figures.
The couple, though in different locations, made the same crucial decision. The river of destiny was guiding them toward a new era. Scene 5. It is Suchangdeung Palace in Gaejeong, just after the founding of Joseon in 1392. King Taejo Yi Song-ji sits on the dragon throne, receiving salutations from his ministers. Beside him, on a slightly lower seat, Lady Kong sits dressed in a queen's ceremonial robe. Jongmyo exclaims in a clear voice.
Your Majesty, the foundation of the new nation, Joseon, has finally been laid. This is all due to your Majesty's virtuous reign and the will of heaven. Long live the king! Long live the king!
The ministers all prostrate themselves and shout.
Long live the king! Long live the king!
That night, in the king and queen's bedchamber, only the two of them remain. King Taejo Yi speaks, looking like a weary husband. Queen Kong takes her husband's hand. Your Majesty, this is just the beginning. It is more difficult to protect a dream than to achieve it. King Taejo says.
Of course. We must bestow titles upon the meritorious subjects and decide on the crown prince. They say Bangwon and Bangwon's contributions were significant.
Lady Kong's face hardens at the mention of Bangwon. Lady Kong speaks firmly.
Your Majesty, if you make someone the crown prince merely for their great contributions, it could bring about another bloodbath. There could be bloodshed among brothers. You must establish the principle of succession by the eldest legitimate son. Now that Joseon is founded, this Lady Kong is the mother of this nation.
King Taejo asks with concern.
But Bangbian and Bangsuk are still young.
The queen replies.
You must make them accept it. The sons who rendered great service can be compensated with official positions and wealth. However, the position of crown prince must be established with the clearest legitimacy.
King Taejo falls into deep contemplation. Scene 6. It is the autumn of 1392, at Jungyeongjin Hall in Gyeongbokgung Palace. All officials and princes are lined up. King Taejo Yi speaks with a grave tone.
Hear ye, my ministers. To solidify the foundation of our new nation, Joseon, I intend to appoint a crown prince today. Though many princes have achieved great deeds, legitimacy must come first.
The air in Jungyeongjin Hall freezes. Bae Gukryam steps forward.
Your Majesty, please reconsider. Prince Bangsuk is still too young.
Jongmyo steps forward.
Minister Bae, it is an eternal truth that the Queen's son inherits the throne. This is the legitimate succession.
Yi Bangwon clenches his teeth and mutters to himself.
Legitimacy, proper lineage. So, in the end, the Queen's will has prevailed. Are we, who established this nation with our father's blood and sweat, merely discarded hunting dogs? I will never forget this.
The investiture ceremony for the crown prince is held. Young Bangsuk stands dressed in the crown prince's robes. Queen Kong wears a satisfied smile. However, Yi Bangwon's eyes gleam ominously. Scene 7. A few days after the crown prince's investiture, Yi Bangwon speaks passionately at Yi Bangwon's private residence.
How could this be?
Yi Bangwon speaks.
Calm yourself.
Yi Bangwon speaks coldly.
My brothers, this is not merely due to Her Majesty the Queen's influence. This means they intend to abandon us. Jongmyo and his faction dream of a nation ruled by officials' power.
Harayan steps forward.
Your Highness Prince Jongmyo's words are true.
Yi Bangwon asks. Harayan speaks.
You must bide your time. For now, sharpen your blade. You must quietly build your strength.
Yi Bangwon asks. Harayan speaks in a low voice.
For instance, rumors are circulating that Her Majesty the Queen's health is not good.
The air in the room hangs heavy. Scene 8. It is the summer of 1396, and Queen Kong lies in bed, her face clearly marked by illness. Queen Kong speaks. Yi Bangsuk, shedding tears, responds. The Queen speaks.
My son, I don't have much time left. Without me, you must survive alone in the palace. Be careful of Bangwon. You must become stronger.
The Crown Prince sobs. The Queen smiles faintly.
dawn, cry. You are the child who will become the pillar of this nation.
Outside, King Taejo and Jongmyo are conversing. King Taejo, with reddened eyes, speaks.
My queen is about to leave my side. If not for her, this nation would not exist. After I die, do you think Bangwon will remain still?
Jongmyo bows his head.
Your Majesty, you must steadfastly protect the safety of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince. As long as I, Jongmyo, live, no one shall dare threaten him.
Soon after, Queen Kong, south eyes slowly close. A faint smile remains on her lips. Having heard her husband's promise, she appears peaceful, as if finally unburdening her heart. King Taejo's anguished cries, as he holds on to her, fill the empty bedchamber. On August 13, 1396, Sindeok Queen Kong, Joseon's first queen, concluded her tumultuous life at the age of 41. She opened a new nation with her ambition and love, yet closed her eyes without ever seeing how the seeds of tragedy born from that ambition would grow. King Taejo mourned the death of his beloved wife as if he had lost his nation, and in the palace, now devoid of her presence, a mighty storm that no one could stop was brewing. Ninth scene. It is 1397, 1 year after Queen Sindeok's passing. A grand tomb, Jongmyo, is being constructed in an excellent location, with Jyangbokgung Palace visible nearby. King Taejo Songjyi, with a gaunt face, gazes at it, lost in thought. King Taejo murmurs to himself, staring into space.
Are you watching, my wife? This is where you will sleep eternally. I have prepared your home right next to the palace, so I may see you every morning and evening.
At the same time, it is Yi Bangwon's private residence. They are playing Go, and Ryan quietly speaks while placing a stone.
His Majesty is entirely preoccupied with the construction of the Queen Mother's tomb.
Yi Bangwon speaks coldly, his eyes fixed on the Go board.
Harboring lingering attachment to the dead is the folly of the living.
Ryan continues.
The battle formation training that Jongmyo intends to complete is the problem. Under the pretext of training the private armies of all princes and meritorious subjects, his true intention is to completely absorb their military power and incorporate them into the national army.
Yi Bangwon places a Go stone down with a sharp clack. Ryan advises.
You must make a decision, Your Highness. You must strike first, before they draw their swords. The justification is abundant. It is to eliminate the treacherous official Jongmyo, who is disturbing the nation's foundation and monopolizing state affairs by leveraging the young crown prince.
Yi Bangwon rises from his seat. There is no longer any hesitation in his eyes.
Assemble my private armies and convey to my brothers. Tell them that we can no longer hide behind our father's tears and await death.
Scene 10. It is the night of August 26, 1398. On a dark, rainy night, Jongmyo, Na-moon, and others are enjoying a feast at Na-moon's concubine's house. Suddenly, shouts and torchlight are heard from outside. Yi Sukbyeon, Yi Bangwon's subordinate, draws his sword and shouts.
Hear ye, traitors Jongmyo and Na-moon.
Yi Bangwon's private army quickly surrounds the house. Jongmyo and his faction, drunk, collapse without proper resistance. Bleeding, Jongmyo is dragged before Yi Bangwon.
Jongmyo, how could you do such a thing? How?
Yi Bangwon lifts Jongmyo's chin with the tip of his sword and speaks coldly.
Sambong. Was this the nation of prime ministers you dreamed of? Killing all the princes and setting up a child king as a puppet?
Jongmyo laughs in disbelief.
You, VE finally surpassed me. But you will regret this.
Yi Bangwon responds. At Yi Bangwon's gesture, Jongmyo's head is severed. The architect of Joseon vanishes so meaninglessly. Yi Bangwon, holding his blood-stained sword, heads towards his next target, Jyangbokgung Palace. It is the eastern palace of Jyangbokgung. The young crown prince Yi Bangsuk listens to the situation with a terrified expression. Yi Bangsuk asks in a trembling voice.
Brother Bangwon led soldiers and killed Lord Sambon?
Amidst the screams of court ladies, Yi Bangwon's soldiers storm into the eastern palace. Soon after, his half-brother, Yi Bangwon, appears, smelling of blood. Yi Bangwon speaks.
Crown Prince.
Crown Prince Yi Bangsuk chokes back tears.
Brother, why are you doing this?
Yi Bangwon takes a step closer and speaks.
You have done nothing wrong. It was your mother who put you in that position, and the treacherous officials who tried to use you, who were at fault. But what can be done? The world sometimes punishes even the innocent.
As Yi Bangwon raises his hand, the soldiers drag Yi Bangsuk away. Soon after, a brief scream from Yi Bangsuk is heard. His brother, Yi Bangwon, also meets the same fate. Everything Queen Sindeok had cherished with her life turns to ashes in an instant. King Taejo Seongji, hearing the news belatedly, rushes out and confronts his son Yi Bangwon in front of Gwangwoman Gate. King Taejo cries out as if unable to believe it.
You scoundrel! Bangwon!
Yi Bangwon, his face stained with blood, looks his father straight in the eyes.
Father, was I wrong? Is it such a great sin to execute treacherous officials and set the precarious royal lineage straight?
King Taejo stumbles, shocked by his son's words. His beloved wife, the nation he founded, the sons he bore. Everything was crumbling on this blood-stained night. Scene 11. It is 1409, and Yi Bangwon, now King Taejong, oversees the construction of Gwangtong Bridge over Cheongyecheon Stream. A minister, with an expression of disbelief, remonstrates with Taejong.
Your Majesty, no matter how much you dislike the former queen, is this not too excessive a measure? To build a bridge for the people to cross, using stones from the tomb of one beloved by the previous king.
King Taejong Yi Bangwon gazes down at the construction site with cold eyes.
Heaven. Until I ascended to this throne, heaven was never on my side, not once. And that woman, even in death, continued to mock me. Only now has she found her rightful place. The place most befitting her.
Laborers invert the massive tombstone and embed it as the foundation of the bridge. A faint, cruel smile plays on Taejong's lips. A few days later, Taejong leads his ministers into Jongmyo Shrine, heading towards the chamber where the spirit tablets of past kings and queens are enshrined. Taejong points at the spirit tablet of Queen Sindeok, Lady Kong. The chief state counselor gasps in horror and prostrates himself.
Your Majesty, this cannot be. Jongmyo is the most sacred place, enshrining the spirit tablets of past kings and queens.
Taejong slowly turns around and speaks with a murderous voice.
The Queen of Joseon is but one, my mother, Queen Shinui, Lady Han, who assisted King Taejo in the great endeavor of founding this nation. That woman was merely a royal concubine. How dare a concubine's spirit tablet reside in Jongmyo? Remove it at once. And demote all records of that woman to Royal Concubine Kong.
Taejong's revenge seemed successful. He desecrated her tomb, stripped her of her honor, and erased her name from history. Power possessed such terrifying force, capable of obliterating even the traces of the dead with the wrath of the living. Along with her spirit tablet, her tomb, Jongmyo, was shabbily relocated outside the capital and neglected, losing the dignity of a royal tomb. It became surrounded by common houses, to the point where its former grandeur was unrecognizable. The woman whom King Taejo had loved so deeply, once the queen of a nation, was thus thoroughly erased from the memories of the people and the records of history. The wrath of King Taejong Yi Bangwon survived even after his death, shackling the name of Queen Sindeok like a fetter. Despite being Joseon's first queen, she was referred to for centuries as the Forgotten Queen, or King Taejo's concubine. However, history sometimes possesses a tenacious vitality. Burying and erasing something did not mean it would vanish forever. Epilogue, Jongmyo Shrine, 1669. Amidst the grand ceremonial music, ritual officials install a new ancestral tablet for Queen Sindeok Wangwang, not Queen Hyen by Kong Ssi. King Taejong respectfully bows before the tablet, which returns after 273 years. His bow was not merely a ritual, but a message of reconciliation and the earnest efforts of later generations to heal past wounds and rectify a distorted history. The life of Queen Sindeok poses a profound question to us living today. Her desperate maternal love, aimed at protecting her own children, could become a lifelong sorrow for other sons, and her political decisions, intended for the nation's stability, could spark a terrible bloodbath. She fully embodies the historical lesson that even our firm convictions and love can, at times, inflict pain upon others. Today, the history storyteller will conclude our tale. I'll return with an even more fascinating story next time. If you enjoyed this narrative, please show your support by subscribing and liking. Thank you.